why. This is why I'm hot. This is why I'm hot. This is why I'm hot. You hot because I'm not, you mad because you wild. What the name of the what how the song go? What the song? This is why I'm hot. But y'all, how about Bernie Sanders? Breaking news, by the way. Breaking news. Bernie Sanders just raised this the third quarter. Bernie Sanders raised $25.3 million. Raised more money than any candidate, any presidential candidate ever at this point. You know what I'm saying? Bernie motherfucking Sanders. Take money from no corporations. Bernie take no corporate money. He take money from no corporations. He's grassroots. The only real grassroots, bottom of the barrel, regular people like me supporting him. Regular working people, not big heads of corporations and CEOs. Bernie he's the only candidate in the race with not one billionaire donor. Bernie Sanders, taking his money from regular people like me. I give to Bernie Sanders maybe like 4 times a month. $2.70 here, $5 here. You know, if you do a really good debate, I might do $20, $27 here. You know, that's how Bernie Sanders raised his money. He has over 1 million donors and volunteers. I'm one of them. So there's over 1 million of me out here, working class people like me, that's pushing his campaign. And that's how MLK was funded. He was funded. Martin Luther King Jr. was funded from working class people. Middle class African Americans funded MLK, and some white people, some liberal white people. Some progressive white people. You know, so that's who's pushing Bernie Sanders. And Bernie Sanders is a movement. It's just not him. His campaign slogan says, "Not me, us." That's his campaign slogan. Not me, us. Because that's what this is. This is a movement. This is a movement. The iron is hot right now. You know? And we gotta hit the iron while it's hot. I'm telling y'all, we can get a $15 minimum wage. We can get a job guarantee. Imagine the unemployment office becoming the employment office, and no matter what, you get fired from your job or what, you can always go and get a guaranteed job paying at least $15 an hour. With guaranteed health benefits, never paying no more than $200 in 1 year for any type of medical prescriptions. Everything is free. You never pay no more than $200 out of pocket in 1 year for any medical prescriptions. That's the only out of pocket. You might pay, there's a $200 cap. You'll never pay more than $200 out of pocket in 1 year. I don't care what you got. Okay? For your prescriptions. Everything else is free. Comprehensive dental, hearing, vision. So, you know, it's a golden package. It's a platinum package. You never have to pay out of pocket no more than $200 in 1 year. And so, this is, you know, no more deductibles, no more co-pays. That money goes back into your pocket now. No more deductibles, no more co-pays, no more premiums. All that money goes back into your pocket. That's money saved. That'll go into your account now. And so, Bernie Sanders is breaking records, and this is why they always attacking. Watch MSNBC and see how they attack Bernie Sanders all the time. Bernie Sanders is the real front runner, and CNN polls showed it, because CNN had some internal polling I had a poll showing, asking the people, who do Americans trust the most on all big issues? Bernie Sanders beat everybody. But if you've been watching, they've been screaming Elizabeth Warren. But no, it ain't Elizabeth Warren, it's Bernie Sanders. He's beating everybody bar none. And that's the real truth. If you want a job guarantee, if you want a $15 minimum wage, if you want your student debt canceled, not some of it, which is what Elizabeth Warren trying to do mean testing, well, how much you make? You know, no, none of that. Bernie Sanders gonna cancel all of it. Your medical debt, you got medical debt, gone. Bernie Sanders canceling it. Because he's fighting for Medicare for all. So, and you ain't gonna be paying out of pocket. So why do he still want you to be saddled with medical debt that he don't even believe you should have in the first place? So he's canceling it. You know what I'm saying? Trade schools will be free. You'll be able to go to school and get a trade for free. If you want to be a technician, anything. If you want to be a person that installs, appliances or whatever you want to be, you'll be able to go and get that trade for free. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody don't want to go to college. Some people just want to work and be able to provide and make enough money to be able to provide. You know what I'm saying? Make more than enough to provide. And you can do that through a trade. Everybody's now academic. And so Bernie Sanders is for working people. This stuff will help you. A job guarantee going to help you. A $15 minimum wage is going to help you. Legalizing marijuana is going to help you. Erasing your nonviolent drug arrests and records off your record is going to help you. Not revamping the criminal justice system. If you're African American, if you're a black person, go read Bernie Sanders' criminal justice reform. And if you don't been through the system, ask yourself, don't Bernie Sanders know what he's talking about? Just go read Bernie Sanders' criminal justice platform. If you've been in the prison and you think you know how the system works, read that platform and see if Bernie Sanders know what he's talking about. That's my challenge. And so Bernie Sanders is fighting for real criminal justice. And also Bernie Sanders saying if once we legalize marijuana, we're going to use some of the tax revenue that comes from marijuana back into those black communities, those brown communities that they hurt the most. That because African Americans are like 4 times likely to go to prison or whatever due to a nonviolent drug offense like marijuana than our white counterpart, our white brothers and sisters. So Bernie Sanders is about doing real justice, and doing restorative justice. That's what Bernie Sanders is about. And even on this climate change, the Green New Deal, for those people that work in the gas industry, the oil industry, the coal industry, those people that would normally be out of jobs because we have to switch and stop using burning fossil fuels because the planet is heating up too fast and it's going to kill all humans, if we don't stop it. We're going to make sure those people that would lose those jobs have a priority when we get, Bernie Sanders has a Green New Deal that creates 20 million, good jobs, good union jobs. And, we're going to make sure these people are some of the first ones that, make sure they can get it. But remember, there's going to be a job guarantee. So everybody will be guaranteed a job under Bernie's plan. Everybody will be guaranteed a job. But we're going to make sure those that will be losing their job first, make sure that they have a job and make sure there's, they can make sure they're going to be funded through this transition, because we don't want people to be losing jobs. We want everybody to have jobs and to be able to keep their jobs, and good paying jobs, not jobs paying $9 and $10 and $12, $13 an hour. That is not enough. You need to make at least $15 an hour, and that's just the floor. So, so we need to get out here. Bernie Sanders 2020. You can go to BernieSanders.com to donate. Donate $1. That's it. That's a lot of support. Don't do that 4 times a month. That's $4 a month. And that's it. And do some calling. That's what this is some of the stuff that I do. I do some phone banking, calling people, telling them to make sure they vote, telling them about Bernie Sanders policies, about how it's going to help them. How Bernie Sanders has a housing plan, a national rent control where it can't be 1.5 or 3% inflation or no more than the highest one. Rent control. Because I know my rent just went up 20%. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm definitely for that. And this is why I say Bernie Sanders, he's for the working class person. That person, that person that's paying rent, that person that is trying to buy a house, the person that's trying to save to buy a house. He's for working class people all the way around. He has a 100% union record. He always fighting for workers. He's always been behind the scenes. Bernie Sanders is called the Amendment King because he has more amendments than anybody. and he's an independent thinker. That's why people love him the most, because he criticized the Republican Party and the Democratic Party. And he's partially part of the Democratic Party, but he criticized his own Democratic Party too. But he's the longest serving independent. And so Bernie Sanders is the real deal. He's the MLK of our time, and I challenge anybody to that debate. So yeah, Bernie 2020 breaking record. He raised $25.3 million more than any other candidate at this point, with over 1 million donors and well over 2.5 million donations. And so that's more than any other candidate, even Obama. Obama ain't seen these numbers. Bernie Sanders has a real movement, and he has a Fight for 15 behind him. He got the teachers behind him. He got the union workers. He got the steel workers behind him. You know, he got teachers. You know, he got a lot of people, all of us working class people behind him. He got the Amazon workers, Walmart workers. These are the people, these are the industries that Bernie Sanders see the donations from. The trucking industry, teachers, steel workers, Amazon workers, Disney workers, regular working people, McDonald's workers. You know what I'm saying? So this is the real working class movement, and Bernie Sanders is the real deal. Look at his record. He ain't gonna flip-flop. And that's the best thing about him. And that's why I invest in Bernie Sanders. I never, ever, ever donated to a political candidate. I didn't donate to Obama. And I didn't vote for Obama because he smelled fishy to me. You know what I'm saying? It turned out he was goddamn flip-flopping like a motherfucker. He was black in skin only. You know, because it wasn't part of the black prophetic tradition. Obama's presidency was not part of the black prophetic tradition. It was not part of the MLK tradition. So, you know, Bernie Sanders is the only candidate, is the first candidate I ever voted for, the first candidate I ever donated to, the first candidate I ever campaigned for, and doing this right here for, because he's real. He marched with MLK. You know, he busted a housing complex that didn't let a black couple in, and Bernie Sanders group sent the white couple in with the same stats and got them busted for housing segregation. Bernie Sanders chained himself to a black woman back when he could have just been a white man that just sit back. He chained himself to a black woman during hard times. Not when it was easy. When it was hard, Bernie Sanders was chaining himself to people of color. And that's why I'm chaining myself to Bernie goddamn Sanders. Nobody but goddamn Bernie, only motherfucking Bernie, because I ain't voting for no other motherfucking Democrat. And that's the goddamn truth right there. Boom.